Well, I'm gonna take a walk down the beach. I'm gonna go the other way today, opposite of the sort of the entrance area, and see what's down this way. I mean, I'm not gonna be overwhelmed because I'm already overwhelmed with what I'm seeing here. It's pretty cool. I don't think we're gonna see much, you know, different sort of things. You know, we got beach, we got waves, you know, but it's going to be good to get out, get some exercise. In September of 2021, I flew to Texas, bought an empty cargo truck, then drove it 1,100 miles back to Wisconsin, where I spent the following year building it out into a tiny living space. Now, I'm planning to travel the US, Mexico, and possibly Canada. I'm Jack Smackey. Sit back and join me while I take you along on a van life adventure. That's something too that I haven't really been doing, is any sort of exercise. When I say hermited up, I definitely mean hermited up. I didn't do anything, didn't go anywhere. So now's the opportunity to step outside the van and take a walk, you know? I mean, this is so beautiful here. Can't really go wrong. Unless you step on a jellyfish, which you definitely don't want to do that. Yesterday I was barefoot and kind of almost regretted it, but I just paid attention. You know, you have to pay attention where you're walking, especially on the beach here. A lot of debris. You know, it's pretty clean, you know, in terms of shells and stuff, but I've seen several jellyfish, a couple pieces of glass, but you know, not overwhelming, which I guess in that's pretty good. But a bit of plastic and stuff, which, you know, I'm going to say is normal. It's not really normal to see plastic in the ocean and stuff like that, but it's just part of this whole, you know, it's part of what you're going to see. You're not going to escape it, that's for sure. But yeah, beautiful. Lots of birds. See, now it appears like, you know, all these little spots that people have pulled off into, you know, there's a bit of a distance between, you know, each one, and it's, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool because everyone gives each other plenty of space, which, you know, there is no reason why you shouldn't. But yeah, there's one right directly in front of me, and then there's one over there, and then there's another one over there that's been recently used. So there's quite a bit of space in between, you know, everybody. And I suppose if this were to get busy, you know, like I said, we're within the first 5 miles of the seashore here. So I think if it were to get busy, maybe somebody might, you know, think it's okay to squeeze up in there. Or if you're with a group or something, that might be a little bit different story. But at any rate, first come, first serve here, which, you know, if you can't find a spot to camp on this seashore, man, there is something wrong with the way you think. Because, you know, 60 miles of beach here, there's something for everybody, that's for sure. All right, here, a couple things to note. First of all, I got dew. I don't know if you can see that, but I got dew on the screen, which is probably apparent to the 95% humidity currently. It's only 72 degrees, so it's quite cool here in the breeze. But man, it's just picking up all the humidity right in the screen, which is pretty cool. And then of course the other thing to note is my ghetto my ghetto Wi-Fi. I got my iPhone up on a pole held with saran wrap to get a couple bars so I can actually connect my PC to the actual internet, because otherwise inside the van I can't, otherwise it won't connect. Just not enough signal. But at any rate, I'm trying to upload a couple of graphics. So far today is, I don't know what day is it today. It's I think it's only Thursday. Friday maybe. At any rate, I don't know. But at any rate, we've gotten quite a bit more traffic today. And you know, spring break's coming, so that's probably why. But yeah, it's pretty hazy, like really hazy. Like I think that, you know, a lot has to do with the humidity here, but holy cow, it's crazy. And look at me, I got some sun today. I went on a little walk, about 3 miles or so. It took me, I don't know, 3 hours, 2-3 hours roughly. But yeah, I had a good walk today. Had a rest, but I didn't take a nap. And I had a bright idea of jumping on the computer and doing some graphics and some arts. Did get a update a new logo or a banner panel on my Twitter. So hopefully that looks okay to everybody. But otherwise, yeah, it's going pretty well. Well, things are getting busy. "60 miles of National Seashore," and yep, things are stacking up. Cars are stacking up. Super busy here last night with the cars. I don't know, there was cars coming in and out of here 8, 9, 10 o'clock, which is really surprising, because I'd be a little worried driving out here. This is just the beach, man, and there's really no, it was like a highway here. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, tons and tons of people showing up here. Like, definitely spring break now, so I guess I had this area here all to myself, but now I got somebody setting up 50 feet from me, so you know, it is what it is. Lots and lots of people showing up here today. Yeah, I fully suspect that it's going to be packed up and down here. Now I'm only about a mile onto the beach of the 60 miles that go down that way, and it's looking pretty tight up that way. And as I look down the way here, there's, you know, they're starting to stack up. Now there was a lot of day goers, and many of the day goers were parking on the ocean side of the road, but right now it's kind of high tide, so not much room for them to park. Usually there's two lanes of traffic, but right now there's currently just one. So at any rate, pretty crazy. It is busy today here at Padre Island National Seashore. Woo-wee. People lined up all the way. Got the back of the van open. Checking out the view, just about ready to make some lunch. Pretty awesome. All right, so I'm hanging out. It's been a pretty great day. I've got the back door open. It's been temperature-wise, it's been about 70, 75, 80 degrees. Humidity is down from yesterday. The wind is down from yesterday. Yesterday I couldn't have had the back door open at all, man. There was so much sand blowing around. I'm gonna be taking sand out of this van for weeks. But at any rate, just hanging out, making some dinner. I got my I got my air fryer out, and I should have probably got the air fryer out sooner than I did because I could have taken advantage of the solar. But either way, I'm always testing my battery systems to make sure things are going well. But I got the air fryer, I got a baked potato in there, and here I got a pork loin that I'm gonna pound out. Gonna make some chicken fried pork, some panko breadcrumbs. I got some French style green beans, and I'm just hanging out here watching the movie and having myself a drink, which is pretty damn tasty. If you haven't already could tell here, I've definitely gotten some sun. I feel it on my face, I feel it on my shoulders, my back, but otherwise it's been pretty darn good here. Otherwise I'm pretty happy. I looked at my water supply a little while ago, and I was hoping to make it 14 days, but I am well below the halfway point of my water supply, so I'm gonna have to pick up and go find some water. Now there is a public welcome center here that's nearby that does have potable water, so I'm going to be able to pull up there and fill up my tanks. So a shower would be nice too. Haven't had a shower here, so I'm thinking I might take advantage of the opportunity to try out my shower and then go top up my water tanks. So we'll see how that goes. All right, there it is, pork cutlet. Alright, well, got out of the National Seashore there. Tide was coming in pretty good. Getting really pretty close to the truck. I said, yeah, well, it's time to go. I was pretty much out of water anyways, I think. So I stopped, filled up the water, and found myself a car wash. Getting some of the sand off. It's definitely not clean, but it'll have to do. So I guess now we got to figure out where we're going to go to next, which is, I don't know, probably a Walmart maybe, or a Home Depot. We'll see where I can what I can find, but at least now I can see out of my mirrors. That was pretty bad. Okay. Well, camped out in Corpus Christi at a Home Depot at the moment. Just finished washing the van. Well, you know, rinsing the sand off. I didn't really do a very good job of washing. I just mostly wanted to get the salt off as much as possible. And I spent the last probably 45 minutes or so here ripping apart the van, wiping everything down, shaking out the rugs, sweeping, you know, gathering up my laundry, because I figured that'd be a good time to do laundry, and wash all my sheets and stuff, get the salt off everything, and go from there. I thought maybe I'd try a shower in the shower here, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm gonna poke around, see if there's a YMCA. Might even go to that route. That'd probably be just as good, if not gooder, than using up the water that I just filled up for a shower. But yeah, considerably less wave noise here in Home Depot parking lot. You know, and that ocean was pretty loud, so for some reason, I don't know if it was the anxiety of the tide or what, but I couldn't sleep last night, and finally at probably about 3 in the morning I finally fell asleep until 7, and then I got up and started looking out and thinking about breakfast, and you know, things just weren't, I just didn't feel right. So you know, I better get the heck out of here. So I wanted to make it the 14 days for the sake of just killing time, but just with dealing with the incoming tide and how high it was, and more or less kind of being sort of trapped in the van with the sand and everything. The sand is blowing everywhere. I got sand everywhere. So instead of enjoying a whole lot of it, I just sort of kept to myself and tried to keep the van tidy and just more or less just collect thoughts, test systems, get comfortable with my situation, and so far I feel pretty darn good about that. So yeah, got some iced coffee. I made a new brew last night, strained it out this morning, so now I'm going to divvy it up into these little half-quart containers. These seem to fit really well in the fridge and the freezer. So and basically what these amount to is a couple of servings in each one of these cups. So keep it in the freezer so it keeps cold and doesn't spoil. I had one of these spoil. I left it out in the box over here, and well, that wasn't so good. Got too hot and stuff. So I didn't really have a whole lot of room in the freezer or the fridge, and then I thought, well, why not freeze in it? So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know what the solar is doing. I haven't looked at that since this morning. It's been cloudy all day. Yeah, I'm only getting 70 watts of solar. I am at 51% state of charge, so it's going to be likely I'm probably going to want to run the generator at some point this afternoon. Top up, I did run it yesterday because of just not enough sun. When there's good sun, I have no problems whatsoever keeping up with everything. I'm using overnight. I think I'm using about 40%, 35 to 40%, and that's if I don't get overzealous with my cooking. If I think about it, if I cook 4:30ish, I still got some pretty good sun that's picking up the damage from the, well, I mean, if I'm topped up, it's an advantage, but if I'm not fully 100% by 4:30, it isn't going to matter anyways. I'm still going to take power out of the system. So but at any rate, yeah, I feel pretty good so far. Yeah, definitely need some laundry, could use a shower, and I need to catch up on some sleep, I think. Once I get all this stuff cleaned up and organized. It's a little busy here. I mean, Corpus Christi is pretty big. It's a pretty busy area. There's hotels and all kinds of stuff around here, so we'll see how it goes tonight, whether I stay here or I check out a Walmart and see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm gonna poke around and see what I see. So I'm off to a YMCA. Hopefully I'll be able to grab a shower there, and then after that we're gonna do some laundry. So let's see how this is gonna go. All right, success. YMCA for the win again with a shower. Wasn't quite as nice as the other facilities that I've been in, but you know what? For a free shower, can't really complain too much. Just went in, signed a little waiver, mentioned that I was an out-of-town traveler, wondering if they could accommodate me with the shower, and they did just that. Got to supply my own towel, my own, there was soap in the shower, so use that, but otherwise, good, man. I feel good, feel clean, relief, and now on to the next stop, which is probably laundry. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out next week's video. And if you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe.